On day 1, I found myself in a forest. I guess this was the wilderness inside one of the walls, and I didn't have any items, so I started running to see if I could find something really quickly. And find I did. This entrance was insanely huge. I think we're in the Shiganshina district, but I also found a chest in one of the houses nearby, which had a full iron armor set and also some bread. The armor looked super cool. It was actually from the Scout Regiment, and going through the gates I saw a few titans. They were huge and stomped really loud on the ground. As I ran past them into a random house, there was also a titan inside the house. No matter, closing the door wouldn't help. I saw a chest and quickly grabbed everything that was in it, and then I ran away into an alleyway. And when I was safe, I also dropped a few iron and diamond blocks to craft some hardened steel. I was lucky these items were inside the chest, because I can quickly get my hands on some ODM gear and thunder spears now. This crafting method is from a data pack and it's super cool. And when I crafted it, it was time for my revenge. These titans, it seemed, ransacked the whole village. There was nobody inside. I guess my task was to terminate all of these titans running about, since I had the uniform and the gear already. Better watch out, because Bak is coming. So when I got closer, I picked out my target, and this titan was stuck inside the door. I took advantage of him not being able to move and swiftly hit the back of his neck. The other titans started chasing me as well, but I quickly turned around and killed him as well, just like that. My goal was to clear this whole district of them, and it seemed the citizens from these towns all evacuated somewhere. This is also the Titan spinal fluid that I can probably use to transform myself into a Titan. There were a bunch of pigs on the bridge for whatever reason. I guess they were titan food, but I aimed and hit another titan on the neck and he was dead just like that. I really hope this was the last of them in this place, as it's kinda hard to aim and hit the neck all the time, and they do a lot of damage. But unfortunately I ran into a bunch more of them real close by, and man, this place was overrun by titans, but as you can see, I'm quickly getting rid of them one by one. Send out my hook, then fly and hit his neck. There he goes down just like that. There were 3 more in one place, but I managed to hit only one. I decided to leave this place, as it seemed the more I killed, the more came of them. I don't know if they followed the noise or something, but I gotta change locations to some more remote place. These guys are just ganging up on me. But first I need to see if any of my fellow Scout Regiment members were alive or not, or even trapped inside of that big building. After all, this place seems hollow. There was not a soul inside except for these titans running around everywhere. I don't know how I even managed to wake up in the forest. But exploring it, I didn't find anybody, so I decided to scale this giant wall. I used my ODM gear and it worked really well, good in helping me scale this monument. And when I was at the top, there were a bunch of railing for the cannons. I saw a bunch of them further ahead on the wall, but they were not aimed on the outside of the walls. They were all aimed at the city inside. I guess this shows that they were fighting the titans inside the city. But there was something happening now and everyone's gone now. This was crazy and I need to find everybody and see where they went and if they're safe even. But no matter what, I kept on running. It was time to check out the next district. Maybe there were still humans left and they barricaded themselves in one of the districts. Who knows? Hopefully I'll find someone in my journey. As I came to the edge, I jumped off the wall into a pool of water. It was a local lake. Before I would come across another district, I would have to travel a lot of the local farmland here, and open fields meant a lot of titans. Great, just what I need, more hungry human-eating titans. There was a farm nearby, and I also decided to get some wheat. I didn't have anywhere near enough food long term if you think about all the animals being eaten by the titans, so this is probably my only safe gathering spot for food, so I should probably collect the most of it. I also went inside the mill to check it out and found a chest. Inside of the chest there was a lot of farming equipment and also seeds, but also some wooden planks, which saved me a bunch of time from breaking the trees myself, which is awesome. I planted some seeds for later. But when I opened the doors and went outside, I saw a group of titans. They must have tracked me by smell or something, but luckily they didn't see me yet, because I'm so small, I don't know. And I should get higher using my ODM gear and use the tower to my advantage when attacking them. But then, when the coast was clear, I jumped down and killed one of the two titans. He was right below me because he saw me, and that made it an easy kill. Now on to the next one. And then I managed to hit my target and killed the second titan. Man, this was a close call. These things just creep up out of nowhere, and I imagine if it was nighttime, this would have been pretty scary. But this place is looking beautiful as ever, but I am on a journey forward. But as I managed to kill them, I ran along the lake and found another village, totally abandoned and not with a soul inside. This was a scary feeling because I don't know if these villagers got eaten by the titans or they managed to evacuate to a safer district. Anyway, this really huge mountain is my next goal. I have to get to one of the training grounds of the Scout Regiment. It was an abandoned and isolated building deep in the forest wilderness. I had to climb up on a mountain and then run through the forest. But then I finally saw it, the landmark that said I was close to the base. This was a really old wooden bridge, which was nearly falling apart. I decided to descend down the vines to just take in the view because it's so magnificent and really cool. But then I got up and proceeded. And having completed the bridge obstacle, I could see the local village in the distance. We were pretty high up, but here it was, the Scout Regiment training base. As I went inside, there wasn't anyone here, which is really unfortunate. As you can see, not a single soul inside, and the chests are empty as well. I guess this was the counter when the base was operational. And then I found this really weird looking prison type room or whatever. Anyway, I get the bed from one of the rooms and then I run outside. I also found a nice and convenient staircase which led right down back to the forest right here, which is a super easy road to follow from now on. And traveling through the endless forest again, I finally came across the second wall. There were titans nearby the mill, so I had to act carefully, and attracting too many titans was not ideal, so I quickly got my Levi skill on and started slaying the titans. There's that titan looking weirdly at me. He's my next target, and that's the bridge that I need to cross in order to get to the next district. But once the Titans saw me, there was nowhere to run, so I had to fight them. It's a really difficult battle, especially if I keep missing my shots like this. But then I hooked it on and dropped my swords accidentally. I then picked them up and continued the fight. As you can see, I'm just a rookie. I'm nowhere near on Levi's skill level, but I'm still trying to get the hang of it, guys. And then I saw the gates. They were super big, like huge, and there were a few houses right beside it. So I thought I'd go in and see if anything interesting is inside. But as you can see, I think they're pretty much empty. Seeing as they had nothing of interest, I did go inside the district gates, and I came to what was Shiganshina, or sorry for my pronunciation. This was probably ground zero of the Titan invasion. So we had to come to end and see the truth behind this invasion and how the Titans got it. There was a pretty cool church, so before going in any further, I got my blessings for the battle to come. I just hope that I wouldn't come across any large Titan groups in such a tense city. Even though there are so many buildings, it'd be so easy to just grapple on them and move forward. And exploring the city further, through a little corridor I came across a few Titans in the distance, but they were on the other side of this lake, and I did feel that I need to go after them, and this place needs to be cleaned. And they were coming at me from all sides, so to get away I flung myself onto one of the walls, but I missed my chance to land on it and actually fell to the ground. The Titans started stomping on me right away and I saw my health go down a lot. Luckily there was a house nearby, so I ran inside it and locked myself in. As you can see, I'm eating some bread right now to regain my health. So I finished eating and getting my health back up, and then I saw one of the Titans was following me when I went outside. I mean, 1 or 2 Titans is not a problem, so this guy is nothing huge and I dealt with him really quickly. I swung a little bit my swords and he was dead. It was that easy. Oh, dropped my blades. And then I continued exploring the city. The streets were empty, but I could hear the Titan stomps in the distance from every side. And then I saw one of the Titans and ran. When he started following me into a more open area, I turned around and flew at him. It's true that ODM gear is best for spaces with a lot of objects, but in reality, when you just want to hit the Titan you're aiming for, the obstacles just make you miss and block your vision. But nevertheless, the city was my playground. Just like in the anime, it was pretty easy to navigate, kill all the Titans. Also, that creeper was scary. And yeah, the good stuff was coming in. I can feel, oh, there's a Titan in the alleyway also. But then one of them came up from nowhere and attacked me. I did turn around and quickly kill him with my grabbing hook. There we go, bam, and he was dead. I landed on the roof and started eating to regain my health back up. I didn't see him come up at all to me, so this caught me by surprise. But since it was quiet again, I decided to explore, and there was a creeper inside of this building. I killed him, and then a zombie appeared on the 2nd floor. There he is. Man, these homes without people just feel eerie, and these zombies and creepers inside, they could just like scary even. The Titans also roaming. This is not your usual village. But having explored this part of the city, I went back to the main center to see if there was anything inside of the other homes. I also think that there's no loot in most of the houses, because that means the villagers had time to pack their things and escape. So that is some good news, seeing as the villagers didn't get eaten by Titans, but just packed their things and left. That's a success in my book, even though we did lose this part of the inner city. As you can see, Titans roam here, everything is lost. There is a fountain with some water access to for easy drinking water. I think villagers use this, but yeah, all the houses are empty. But I hit the jackpot when I ran inside of this random house. Look at the fridge. Just wait till I search for it inside. Are you ready? Open the button and then bam, inside is 64 golden apples and all the food I can imagine. This is such a good find, and in the end I did think that there's too many and I shouldn't take any of them, to be honest, because that would make the game unfair to me. So I did put everything back, especially the golden apples, because I literally don't need them. I did take 2 or 4 golden apples, but that's for another story. I scaled the rest of the houses using my ODM gear and got to the other gate located on the other side of the city. I had to think of what to do because there weren't many people here also. That means they evacuated even beyond this gate, and that means they're even safe now, so I hope so at least. And when I went through the gates, I saw more wilderness. This looked really not populated at all, but I guess my task was clear. This area is clear of the Titans, and this would take time, so I actually spent some time running about searching for people, or Titans. And then I got the perfect idea to craft myself an iron axe and chop down some trees. I would block the gates from where the Titans came inside the city and then wait outside the walls to hunt any that decided to come close by. But that would mean I would need a lot of wood, and as you can see, I'm getting some wood right now. Hopefully no Titans are staring at me and just waiting to eat me, but yeah, I'm doing this for the good of the people. The more wood I get, the bigger the gates will be, and the Titans are huge. Yep, there's one right there, he's super big. So the gates should be super big as well. And it was getting pretty late, but I did get enough wood, as you can see, 53. I'm not gonna make wooden planks from them, but actually just set them like this. The 3-layer wooden gate would be really good, and yeah, this wood is just stronger to keep the Titans away from us, and this would also guard the city pretty good. Since I was on guard duty defending it, not a single Titan will be getting through into this part of the city. I also have to do the same to the other gate, but I don't have enough wood to even finish this one, unfortunately. But yeah, this is looking really good. As I was done, it started raining, so to seek shelter, I found an old and abandoned ruin. It didn't resemble a house at all, but there was a small hole which looked like a part of a basement which collapsed long ago, and I decided to check it out. I started digging out a little base for myself. This was by no means the best standards of living, but I had to make do with my circumstances. When I finished digging out the tunnel, I placed my bed. And then I crafted a chest to store all of my junk. This place was great to wait out the rain and also the night, so I started cooking some wood to create charcoal. I didn't mine anything yet, so I didn't have any coal. But I do need to cook some of the food that I got, and also make some better tools. And once a new clear day started, I got out from my little cave and looked around. There wasn't any Titans nearby, so I killed a few creepers to train my skills. The swords did a lot of damage, which was really awesome. It 2-shots these creepers. But after a while, I saw the Titans creeping up to the walls again. It was like someone was controlling them, but my task was just to kill them. No matter how many came, I could easily kill them with my ODM gear. There were 2 more of them far off in the distance, but having killed the first one, I aimed and shot into the second one while in mid-air. I was gaining some real skills. Maybe after a few more battles, I would have Levi's skill, who knows. But so far, I'm still a newbie. and I found a herd of pigs nearby. The wild animals were coming back since I was clearing out the local titans. This was good progress, but now I needed a lot of wood. Chopping down these trees leaves me with less things to climb on top if there's a titan attack, and I need to get some high ground. But to be honest, these trees aren't that tall, and all the titans I fought were a lot taller than them, so it really isn't much helpful. But coming closer to the gate, I saw a bunch of sheep and even horses come up. Man, the wilderness was really coming back in full strength. Since I killed a few of the titans, they were probably wreaking havoc here. I finished building off the 3-layered wall inside the gate, and then the blockade was now fully complete. I don't know if I want to build the gates more, but right now I had to think of my base and garden. I went inside my base and got the charcoal from the furnace to make a few torches, lit up my base and then went outside. I had a lot of seeds since that farm I raided earlier, and I wanted to be a little more self-sufficient since the animals were still pretty rare in this area. That's right, this broken down house will be my new base of operations. I'll fix it right up and make it my home. But using my hoe to work the ground, it kept messing up, and I decided to build near the lake since it was right beside it for easy water access. But coming up to it, I actually saw a bunch of items floating in the water, and upon closer inspection, it was dead fish. There were so many clams and fish just floating dead in the water. I thought that the river was maybe poisoned or something, so growing crops beside it wasn't really a good idea. So I went back to my base with the plan to start cooking all the pork chops I got from the titans hunting the pigs, and then go outside. My next task was to build a bigger, better base and an outpost to scan the local area of any titans. I would also need to keep guard on the gate, so no titans would come through in it. And while doing that, I'd also have to check out the other districts, while clearing out all the titans I come across. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then go ahead and show your love and support in the comments. I'll make a part 2 where I survive 200 days in a few days, so keep a lookout and peace.